We're going to decide which Disney cruise ship is the best once and for all.
We're currently sailing on the Disney Fantasy.
And we're on the Disney Wish. Is Disney Cruise Line's newest ship the best of the best?
Or does an older favorite take the crown?
We've got this one. This is it. The Wish all the way, baby. Oh, Wish.
Yeah. We have a list of 10 tasks to complete to truly put our ships to the test.
These tasks are going to really help us show off why the Wish is going to be best.
And Disney Fantasy is going to win.
Come on.
We're gonna win. But we have both been on both the Fantasy and the Wish, so we will also be giving you our impartial opinions. We want to win for the game, but also we want you to know which cruise ship is best.
So excited. There's no way we aren't taking this one.
So our first task for round 1 is to take a picture with each teammate's favorite spot on the ship.
I know where you're going.
I know where I'm going. Do I know where you're going?
Probably.
I hope I don't. So while we're on our way to my spot, let's talk about the ship layout and theme of the Fantasy. That's what this round is all about. Now, the Fantasy's theme is adventure and wonder. It is the sister ship to the Disney Dream, and it's got a lot of Art Nouveau influences. Look how pretty this hallway is. I think we should win on that alone.
Oh my gosh, the colors of this ship are so beautiful. All these greens and golds. It's really, really stunning.
Yeah, we really actually do love the colors on this ship more, which not that that should really impact your vacation, but maybe it does. Maybe you're really into green marble, and if you are, this is the ship for you. Disney lists the ship as trying to be a cross between that like Art Nouveau old luxury vibe and technological advancements, and it really does hit on that mark. Now that said, it's a little bit older than the Wish. So the Wish has a speed on some technological advancements, but don't tell them I said that. But one of the biggest pros about the Fantasy, for real, outside of the Marvel, is that the layout of the Dream and the Fantasy is often considered the best laid out Disney ship. Many people say that the Wish's spaces become overly crowded for the size of the ship, that they just aren't made to hold the people there. The elevators can be a little more annoying than they are here on the Dream and Fantasy. So
it's a massive ship and it's a beautiful ship, but I don't think people distribute themselves among those areas in the way that they expected, so they can get really, really crowded. It's also more of an intimate space, but then it's full of people. There are some spaces on the ship that people didn't even discover yet because they just couldn't find how to access it.
Yeah, so the Wish layout has gotten its fair amount of criticism. I didn't mind it too much when we were on it, but I have heard from many, many readers, as well as friends of mine, that the Wish's layout was frustrating and they just much prefer the layout and crowd dispersion of the Dream and Fantasy. All right, we are getting close to my favorite part of this ship. We are in Europa. Europa is the adult lounge area. Now during the day it is open to families, but in the evening it becomes adults only. And the Dream has a similar laid out area called the District, but the theming of Europa really blows my mind. This whole area is themed to feel like you are walking through these like heavily themed streets of Europe, and the different lounges are themed to different parts of Europe. So Ooh La La is the French themed champagne lounge, La Piazza is a beautiful Italian bar, O'Gill's Pub is an Irish pub, and there's the Tube, which is themed to the London Underground, which is so cool. But this is my favorite spot on the Fantasy. This is Ooh La La, which is a French champagne lounge, and the champagne is very good, but it also has some of my favorite entertainment, the more intimate entertainment. Specifically, we're big fans of the violinist Jordan Caswell.
The Wish doesn't have Jordan Caswell at the moment.
The Wish doesn't have Jordan Caswell, and Jordan Caswell is like our favorite part of the cruise.
Put that in the points column for Fantasy. Bonus points, Jordan Caswell.
Bonus points, all the points for Jordan Caswell.
Okay, we are on deck 11. This is kind of the party deck. You're gonna find the parties here, the pool. It is noisy. Cabana's lunch is over there, but what makes it my favorite is not the unlimited soft serve on the other side. It is Flo's V8 Cafe. Technically, the Disney Wish might have the point for the food on their party deck because Mickey's Short Stack Barbecue, arguably better. Those Chipotle style bowls, arguably better. However, I have been obsessed with Luigi's Pizza. I've gotten at least 8 slices of the barbecue chicken pizza. So this might be embarrassing, but it's my favorite part of the ship.
Looks like our first task is going to be to take a picture with our favorite part of the ship, and luckily we're actually really close to mine.
Yeah.
So for me, my favorite spot is actually right here in the atrium at the Cinderella golden statue. So every single Disney cruise liner actually has their own different character statue representing that ship. And of course, the Wish couldn't be represented by anyone other than Cinderella. And for me, she's one of my favorite princesses. She just absolutely is the original, the classic. And sorry, Snow White, but Cinderella is it for me. So now that we found my favorite spot, Fry, what's yours? This is a hard task because there's a lot of big spots on the Wish.
It's the Rose. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. We've made it to my favorite spot on the ship.
It's beautiful. I can't get over the smell.
Okay, it smells so good. I just makes me want to cry. Look at it. It's beautiful. Look at the rose. Look at it.
I can't stop smelling.
This is where I'm meant to live. In the Rose Lounge. This is heaven on earth to me. Now this whole area of the ship is themed to Beauty and the Beast. We've got the Rose Lounge, you've got Enchanté, the dining restaurant, and you've also got Palace Steakhouse. Now there are very subtle touches to Beauty and the Beast. Palace Steakhouse has Cogsworth throughout it, and Enchanté gives little hints to Lumiere. So all of these are very, I don't want to say loosely themed to Beauty and the Beast because you can obviously tell, but it's nice and it's subtle and it's not in your face.
Now, having heard both sides of the theme and layout, we are giving this one a tie between the Wish and the Fantasy. There's pros and cons to both. The Fantasy's theme just isn't quite as Disney as the Wish's overall theme, but the layout might be a little bit better. And also they got Luigi's Pizza.
It got Luigi's Pizza.
All right, task 2. We have to visit all 3 rotational dining restaurants and pick out the most exciting thing on tonight's menu.
Ooh, that's fun.
We can do that, we can do that. It's not open yet, but we are here at one of the 3 rotational dinings here on the Fantasy. This is Enchanted Garden. Enchanted Garden, nice gardeny vibe.
Very, very beautiful inside.
Yes, they have the famous sea bass on the menu. This one is this one's in the middle for me of the 3 on the Fantasy. I like it. I don't like it as much as one of the others.
We had a really good time at Animator's Palette.
We love Animator's Palette.
Hard to top.
Yep. Let's pick out the best thing on tonight's menu. I think I know what it's going to be, though. Not the no sugar added dessert. Best thing on the menu for dinner tonight.
Cilantro marinated Caribbean
grouper fillet.
That sounds
so
yeah,
good. That sounds really good. All right, that's it. We're going grouper fillet for tonight.
Garden.
And now we're heading to another rotational dining restaurant. So rotational dining on the Disney cruises is where at each night of your cruise you will rotate to one of the 3 rotational dining restaurants. Your serving team follows, and the menu does change for special nights like tonight, and it's just a really easy way to do dinner. You have a set dining time. There's an early one and a late one. We're on the late dining time at 8:15, and it's just really simple because you go see your show in the time that the other people are at dinner, and then you swap, and it just makes a lot of sense. This here is Royal Court, our next rotational dining. This is my least favorite of the 3, but it's also the fanciest of the 3. And we're gonna pick a number 1. Let's pick an appetizer this time.
Okay.
Ooh, it's the same appetizers. No one will think this, but I want the beetroot carpaccio.
That sounds like Quincy. I'll go beetroot.
Yay! So we are filming this on Pirate Night, as you might be able to tell from all the pirates around. Don't worry, we'll be safe. We won't get forced to join a Phantom crew or something.
Listen, if they try to enlist me, I got nothing to do tonight, so.
we have Jordan Caswell tonight.
Well, it would happen after Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Pirates can respect Jordan Caswell.
That's true. Everyone can. We are headed down to the final rotational dining restaurant, Animator's Palette. Now, Animator's Palette is my favorite of the 3 restaurants here on the Fantasy. It is the most interactive of the 3 restaurants. There is a show on the ship. It is that you can interact with Crush while you're dining. So Crush will literally swim by your table and talk to you about stuff.
I know
turtle
stuff. The other cruises are not in this combo. This is just Wish and Fantasy/Dream. But I will say, I really love Animator's Palette out on the Disney Wonder.
Yeah.
The show element there is so beautiful, but Crush is cool too. They've also recently added Magic Band Plus to Disney Cruise Line, so you can open up your stateroom with your Magic Band, but this also interacts with Crush, so it lights up. That's fun.
This does have our favorite menu of the 3, though. It's got a Californian and World International inspired menu. Of course, tonight it's gonna have that pirate menu. We'll pick a dessert this time.
Again.
The pirates are at it again. But we have really enjoyed our meals at Animator's Palette because of their just more unique vibe. All right, we're choosing our dessert. Bananas in paradise.
Ooh.
Don't you think?
Banana spice puree, sign me up.
Yeah, we're in.
I will say about the rotational dining, Quincy didn't mention, she said in another video, these servers, they learn your preferences. They also walk you to your tables. So it's like a really, really intimate experience, and it feels like your family. So I really enjoy that.
That's actually true on both ships. So that's just a pro of Disney Cruise Line in general. And that's rotational dining in the Disney Fantasy.
Ooh. Whoa. Not what I thought rotational dining meant. I gotta be honest.
That was rough. Okay, all right.
When it comes to rotational dining on the Wish, there are some incredible options, one of which is Arendelle, the Frozen themed dining experience, which we're going to tonight. I'm so excited.
Let's look at the menu. That's what I had.
The big scallops?
Yes.
I'm getting big scallops.
It was so good.
For sure. Whoa! How'd you get over here?
I'm a superhero. The next rotational dining option on the Wish is Worlds of Marvel, which is your Marvel Adventures Quantumanium experience. This one is actually more interactive. You have to actually help save the world at dinner, which, you know, I didn't think was gonna happen when we sat down to eat, but...
You know what happens at Disney a lot?
What?
I've noticed the world's ending. You gotta save the world. There's always a villain. Maybe Disney's incredibly dangerous when it comes to superheroes. For Worlds of Marvel, we actually got to eat there last night, and I think the most exciting thing was we both kind of got forms of pasta. I ended up going with the gnocchi, which was so creamy and decadent and just delicious.
And I went with pasta with some scallops, and they were amazing.
They were so good.
And finally, the third rotational dining here on the Wish is 1923.
We're so excited. We really like this one because it actually is split into two sides, one about Walt Disney and one about Roy Disney. And all of the dedication and the theming is so intentional and so unique. And it's really all about concept art and how they created the characters and Disney and even parts of the Wish. So it's a lot of really like tiny little details that really makes it feel like a more elevated experience.
Also, if you're a Disney nerd like we are, you're gonna love this restaurant. Just looking at stuff on the walls. I don't even care about the food.
Yeah, this is just more about the nostalgia for me.
Right. There's duck. That's exciting for Emma. Pasta, salmon, filet mignon. There's lots of exciting things in 1923.
When it comes to incredible dining on the Disney Cruise Line, I think the Wish beats them all.
Yes, and I know that Quincy agrees. So another one for the Wish.
So our next versus category is the pools. Now, unfortunately, Frozen is on.
And you know what that means. If Frozen's on,
We're frozen.
we're frozen.
That's the rules. Our task to show off the pools is to take a dip in the biggest pool and the smallest pool. Now, the Fantasy has a lot fewer pools than the Wish does. This here is the Donald pool right close to the funnel vision, a great place to watch the movie. And then back here we have the Mickey pool. Both of these are kind of like family pools that are available here on the deck. But I actually think the biggest might be the adult pool. This is the adults only pool here in the adults only section. So we're gonna take a little dip in the biggest pool before we head to the smallest. I'm in the pool, Cassie's working on it. The great thing about the adults only pool is there's this like really shallow, kind of just cooling, relaxing part that goes right up to the bar. Then there's a relatively deep part. It's 5'5", so pretty deep.
I couldn't. Quincy could stand. I could not.
And then there's a shallow part with seats.
Fry can't
Fry can't go in this pool, she's too little. She's done it. All right, we're on our way to find the smallest pool, but as we do, we will note that the Fantasy does have fewer pools than the Wish. We really love the larger adults only pool here on the Fantasy, but the Wish has that Infinity Edge pool, which is a big winner.
It's really cool, but your best day to go on it is probably Castaway Cay Day.
Yeah.
Because it can get a little busy.
It can get very busy. It's people soup up in there. But there are a number of pools on the Fantasy, and they're all just as peaceful. They only really get crowded at like peak times on the at-sea days. I mean, even right now you can see they're not overly crowded, and we're at an at-sea day. It's just a little later in the afternoon. There are 2 interactive splash pad areas on the Fantasy. One of those is Nemo's Reef, and this is on the Dream as well, of course. Nemo's Reef is the Nemo-themed splash pad for kiddos. Let's go over and look at it. I think the one we were in was bigger if you think of all the areas. But just in case.
It looks pretty big.
Just in case. The Nemo splash pad is back here for the little ones to play along Nemo and friends. There's another splash pad as well called the Aqua Lab that is Donald's nephew's theme. And that is located just behind the main water feature on the ship, the Aqua Duck, which you can see going around the whole ship here. We, of course, have another category for that, though. Now, the smallest pool is going to be the secret little pool here on the side. It's a tiny little splash pad for kiddos. There's nobody in it right now, so we're just going to take a quick dip. Oh my gosh! There's glass floors. Show us what you got.
Show us what you got, Wish.
Gotta get to the pools.
Now, when it comes to the Wish, there are a bunch of smaller pools instead of fewer big pools. Each pool is named after a Disney character, the Chip and Dale pool being the biggest in the back of the ship, and then Pluto and Daisy's pool being the smaller ones. There's also an adults-only pool in the very back of the ship.
Pretty relaxing. Who's feeling it? Are you sure? I'm having a great fun.
To show off the ship's routes, we have to try to spot land from the very front of the ship.
Well, I didn't bring my telescope. Telescope. That's the right word.
All right, we've made it as far forward as we can go on the ship. Now, this is not the most far forward section because just below us is the private concierge. These are actually concierge rooms, private verandas, which is wild. And then beyond that is Vibe, which is for 14 to 17-year-olds. But you also can't really see off the side of the ship from Vibe, so that's fine. So I don't know, can we see land?
Just too hard. I can't take this task. If only this big mountain would get out of the way.
Maybe we'd be able to see some land. So now that we spotted land, we can talk about the current routes. Now keep in mind, these are subject to change when you are on a cruise. The ship might sail different stuff by the time you book, but right now, the Fantasy sails 3 to 10 nights in the Caribbean and Bahamas from Port Canaveral.
10 nights.
Yes, and they have stops at Castaway Cay as well as Disney's new private beach area, Lookout Key on Lighthouse Point. So that's actually not even available yet as of the time that we are sailing, but it's coming very, very soon. So the Fantasy has a ton of different routes from short to long. Oh no!
Oh, got it. That was close. But what about where the Wish goes? Let's talk about it.
When it comes to the Wish, they do 3 to 4 night cruises in the Bahamas with stops at Castaway Cay, and we even sail from Port Canaveral. And although we really love that, honestly, that's not that much.
With that being said, depending on you, because maybe you don't want an 8-day cruise. I understand. I wouldn't want that. I'm more of a 3-day cruise kind of person. But the Fantasy does have more options when it comes to routes and lengths of a cruise. So I agree. We're going to give the Fantasy this one.
Even though the routes are subject to change, if we're going with what we have now, I agree. Fantasy.
Sorry,
Team
Wish.
Fantasy.
Get out of here. Our next task is to grab a drink at an adults only location, which means we're talking adults only, baby. So we are here in the adults only section here on the Disney Fantasy. This section has a lovely whirlpool. It has Cove Cafe, which is an adults only coffee shop, and it has this very cool pool bar situation.
You mentioned Cove Cafe very casually, as if you have not been posted there every morning, every afternoon, every evening.
That's actually true. Major points to the Fantasy for Cove Cafe because we've been there constantly.
Me and the bartender have a history.
Cassie accidentally held the bartender's hand earlier today, which you can learn about in our full tour of the ship.
You don't have to go watch that.
You could go watch it.
It's fine.
We really love the adults only areas on the ship. They are larger than the Wishes, don't you think?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Now the Wish has that infinity pool, but you know, you get a pretty nice pool here too. So we are gonna head to Cove Bar right here and see what a drink we can cook up. We're not gonna cook it up, they're gonna cook it up for us. All right, Cove Bar. I got the mango mojito.
I got the pina colada, which is basically like a pina colada with raspberry. It's very desserty.
Yeah, this one is delicious. If you're a mojito fan but you want something a little more exciting, this is perfect. It tastes like real mango in there, like real mango juice. Very refreshing, super great pool drink. Only downside is it's not frozen, but maybe that's what you want.
I had a sip of yours when you weren't looking. It's nice and punchy and minty. I quite enjoy your drink.
Let's talk other adults-only spaces on the Fantasy. You have Senses Spa. Senses Spa is available on the Wish as well. It's a little bit bigger over there, a little bit more going on. They have an outdoor portion.
It is nice.
Yeah, the Senses Spa on the Wish is very nice, but the one here is very nice as well. Senses, just an amazing spa regardless. The adult-only bars in the evening that we already saw at Europa. And then you can also have the adults-only dining, which here is Remy and Paolo. Paolo being amazing for brunch and dinner, and Remy being that classical French cooking. I would say Remy and Enchanté are about in the same place. They even both have menus that are affected by Chef Arnaud Lamont.
They both have menus.
Personal friend.
The man who saved her goldfish.
The godfather of my future children, Chef Arnaud Lamont.
Her banker.
My banker, my therapist, my fraternal twin, Chef Arnaud Lamont.
So take that, Wish.
Going down.
And now it's time to talk adults-only areas on the Wish. There are a bunch of adult-only spaces on the Wish, and of course we had to come by Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. This is easily the most popular, the most Instagrammable, the most immersive lounge there is on this ship. So we had to come and show it to you.
For my drink in space, I got the Asteroid Belt Pickled Minoc. It has mezcal, blood orange, and Bailey's salted caramel.
And for my drink, I got the Birkin Slow, which is very fruity. It's got coconut, it's got Godiva chocolate, you know, those kinds of flavors. Also, mine has glitter. So take that, Fantasy. Now, not just Hyperspace Lounge, but the Wish has other amazing lounges and bars all around the ship. You've got the Bayou, you've got the Rose, you've got Getting Compass,
Nightingales.
Yes.
There's a lot of really great themed bar options here for adults.
So overall, both the Fantasy and the Wish have great options when it comes to adult-only spaces. So I think we can agree that we're going to give this one a tie.
Fair enough.
The outdoor spaces might be a little bit bigger here on the Fantasy, but there's some amazing spaces
Could be it right now.
on the Wish, so
That infinity pool.
I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk rooms. All Disney cruise ships have rooms in the categories of interior rooms with those virtual portholes, exterior rooms with real portholes, veranda rooms, and like suites and concierge and things like that. We are in a veranda room, going to be relatively spacious and pretty similar to the Wishes. So it's really easy to compare these because they're just about the same. There are a few things that are different, and that's that the Wish has better theming. There's more Disney theming to a Wish stateroom than there is here on the Fantasy. And the Wish has a couple little technical advancements that make it a little bit better.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, morning.
You ready to get up?
We're on the Wish. Get up. Come on.
Come on. First, you've got lovely AllEars Emma.
I don't come with the room. I'm really sorry about
That's
that.
really
But
unfortunate.
What does come with your room? Closet space.
Woo!
Closet
Nice.
with robe and clothes. That's our clothes. More closet with life vest. I couldn't think of the word. This
Safe.
lovely safe. Oh well, I guess this is safe. And more clothes and hangers. That doesn't come with your room.
Then we've got bathroom
Woo!
with special nightlight because the Wish is cool and it has a nightlight in the bathroom, which is amazing. So you don't have to wake everybody up when you go to the bathroom at night.
That's incredibly nice.
Bathroom with sink and toilet here.
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 Next room.
Next one.
Shower bathroom.
Ooh, full-length
one's very
mirror.
Full length mirror. Shower with a tub, which is incredibly nice. A full sink as well, so you can get ready in both if you need to.
Then we move on to the, quote, bedroom part of our room. We've got the big bed here with the beautiful Frozen mural with Olaf and Sven on it, and Elsa's ice castle up there.
That's super nice.
We've got Emma's little Mickey pillow.
Yes, this is Mickey. He's sleeping. Please respect his space. Both sides have lamps as well as reading lights. Lots of plugins and even 2 USB ports on each side.
Amazing.
And we both have drawers on each side for storage. Plus, tons of underbed storage and a smart TV.
Oh, were you speaking or am I speaking?
Well, I was speaking for the last one. I felt like it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I can film you if you'd like.
You speak and I will mouth the words.
Okay, so here is the second half of the room. Here is a nice, lovely sitting couch. Behind that is a picture of Anna and Elsa. And this couch even turns into a bed at night. They will turn it down for you, which is really lovely. Over here is a table that's fairly heavy. And then across is where you're going to find your vanity kind of storage area. There's a lovely large mirror that you can turn the light on. There it goes. There's the light with lots of shelving here on the side. There's even a pull-out drawer here. This is where you're going to find your menu for things like your complimentary room service. Over here, more storage drawers and then some shelves here at the bottom. Our favorite feature, which is the fridge, which you can actually pull out, which is very interesting. And yeah, that's it for the inside, so let's step outside.
We've got our lovely little veranda balcony type situation. Right now, we are in the Bahamas, so Atlantis is behind us. You can't see it because of the beautiful sun.
Yeah, but it's lovely.
Beautiful.
It really is. And on the veranda, we have 2 chairs, a lovely table here in the middle. We actually had breakfast out here this morning with some coffee. It's incredible and relaxing and just, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. And of course, with any kind of room tour, it's not complete until we do bed science. Come on, girl. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was actually incredible.
That was really good.
This bed, we were actually lucky enough to do some science already.
Yeah.
Formal science. I slept so good. It was actually so much more comfortable than I anticipated. And those pillows are the same kind of like Disney fluffy pillows that kind of come up around your face. I feel very supported.
I do too.
But it's not hard.
No. It's perfect amount of firmness to please everybody. Because you're going to have all kinds of people on a ship. So overall, really good bed. Couch, we can't speak on because Megan slept there. But overall, I think the rooms are pretty great.
I feel pretty good.
So overall, in the category of rooms, cruise rooms are not huge. They're not big at all because most of the time you're only in here to sleep and you're doing all the fun stuff on the cruise ship the rest of the time. So take that into consideration. But Emma and I do feel like the Wish takes it up just a little bit, takes it up a notch compared to the Fantasy, just because we think that honestly, it kind of feels like Disney looked at their old rooms on their cruise ships and said, how can we utilize the space better? How can we make this better for our guests? We also love the theming of the Wish. And here we have a Frozen room. We both love Frozen so much, and I know that Quincy and Cassie do too. And so overall, we think the Wish has won this category.
All right, our next task is to have something sweet or savory as we tell you about the other dining on the ships. The main quick service kind of dining here is a buffet. It's called Cabanas. Cabanas, you have access to it for lunch pretty much every day, breakfast as well, and you can go in there and kind of get whatever you want. The buffet changes out options. There's some staples that are always there. They've got like a cold seafood bar where you can grab crab claws and shrimp. Tons of really amazing options, all of those inclusive drinks that you can expect on a Disney cruise, like soda and coffee, and Cabanas is really tasty. Also on the Fantasy, you have Flo's V8 Cafe, which is where you'll find kind of those walk-up counters where you can just pick up 1 or 2 food items, whatever you might want to eat, burgers, chicken tenders, pizza, whatever you might want. But of course, the real star of the show, free soft serve.
Something people don't know about Quincy is she is amazing at making soft serve cones.
I'm gonna flub it.
No, I believe in you.
I'm kind of flubbing it.
Yeah, I don't know if that represents Team Fantasy the way we were hoping. No, it's still beautiful. Don't be so hard on yourself.
My best work. All right, let's go check out the Wish.
Oh, thanks, guys. All right, on the Wish, now we're going to talk about Festival of Foods, which is this area of different quick service grab-and-go options, which is honestly really great. That's what we had for lunch today. Everybody gets to pick their own options, and it's just another added bonus that I think puts the Wish ahead, but that's just me. I mean, my thing is honestly, like, it's just good food. For all of the options here, we have barbecue, we have burgers, we have pizza, we have Mexican, what else? And ice cream. How could I forget ice cream? And it's just good food. When you can go and grab it and then go sit by the pool, the Wish has you beat. The thing that we really like about this one is that it is set up more as a food court rather than just like one big quick service location compared to the other ships. So really your whole family can grab a little bit of whatever they want, and it's super convenient, and it's not really as many big lines per se.
with all that being said, I know that Quincy agrees with me on this one, and for the round of other dining, the Wish takes the win on this one.
Job, Wish.
Our next task is to play an interactive game while we talk about the kids stuff. For kiddos under the age of 3, they have the It's a Small World nursery on the ship. For kids from 3 to 12, they have Oceaneers Club and Oceaneers Lab, which are super interactive, super cool spaces where Disney cast members will keep an eye on your kids for the day, which is a major plus, parents. There are really cool interactive spaces in there. The 12 to 14 age range can hang out in Edge, and the 14 to 17 age range can hang out in Vibe. The tweens and teens clubs on the ship.
I hear Jordan Caswell.
Oh my gosh, that violin you hear? That's Jordan Caswell. We love him. The kids areas are super, super cool on this ship. Now this is where that technological advancement aspect is really gonna give us a knock, I think, because the Wish just happens to have newer tech in those kids areas, cooler interactive spaces.
They're so, so cool. It makes me want to be a kid.
It makes me want to be a kid as well. So I don't know that we have this one, but we will play an interactive game. But first, we'd like to challenge the Wish to a new category we would like to call violinist. Let us just ask, does the Wish have Jordan Caswell? Now, this isn't kids only because we're not kids, so we can't do a kids only thing, but the interactive game on this ship is Midship Detective Agency, and this game is so stinking cool. You guys are gonna have to tell us in the comments whether this game is better than the Wishes game, because we did not get to play the Wishes game when we were on it. But this game is super fun. You get to become a detective. Let's check out the case of the missing puppies.
Oh, we gotta find those puppies.
All right, so we're set up to solve the case of the missing puppies. We'll be doing so. We're gonna bring those puppies home safe.
We will find those
We
puppies.
will find those puppies. Puppies, we're coming to get ya.
Hope they find them. But let's talk about the kids' faces on the Disney Wish. Just like with any Disney cruise ship, the Disney Wish has some awesome kids' spaces. Here on the Disney Wish, you do have the Oceaneer Club, which is a great place for kids to play. You've got the Oceaneer Labs, where you can honestly do activities to become or think like an Imagineer, which is awesome and totally fun for those Disney-loving kiddos. You've got the Small World Nursery. You've got the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. You also have a Marvel area where kids can create their own superhero suit. And honestly, nothing can beat the slide for kids to go into the Oceaneer Club. I think that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And the interactive game on board of the Wish is Disney Uncharted Adventure, where you are following the wishing star and helping Mickey and Minnie out on their adventure. Now, all of the Disney Cruise Line ships have great places for kids to hang out and have fun and get away from their parents and have fun with other kids. But the Wish, again, is gonna win this one. Honestly, just because of the slide. Not just because of the slide, but you know, that's cool. Also, adults, if you want to do the slide, you can do it on open house day.
We did lose that one. But our next task, entertainment, we have to perform a scene from tonight's show in the Walt Disney Theater. In front of the Walt Disney Theater. Do you remember what tonight's show is?
No.
The Disney Fantasy has 3 shows on our ceiling: the Aladdin show, the Frozen show, and Disney's Believe, which is an amazing show with kind of a father-daughter story that is original to Disney Cruise Line. As Sage would say, hashtag live entertainment is important. But tonight, we don't have a Broadway-style show. Our task is to perform a scene from the show that there is. And we have the amazing comedian and ventriloquist Lynn Trusker here, which means we have to do ventriloquy. Who's a dummy? Let's just say on the count of 3 which one we think we want to do. Ready? 1, 2, 3, ventriloquist. Okay, you know what? You know what? Let's each do a section where one of us is the ventriloquist and dummy, and then everybody in the comments can tell us who is better at ventriloquy.
All right, hop right up.
Hello, my name is Quincy. Quincy's the Warriors, and I am here to put on the show and tell you that Disney Fantasy is better.
Hello, my name is Cassie, and I'm from Disney Food Blog. I really like to eat meat and potatoes, and I get it every dinner when I'm on cruises.
The Fantasy's version of Frozen is weird.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
No, but luckily our Disney cruise does have a Walt Disney Theater as well, and tonight we actually get to see The Little Mermaid.
So we're gonna act out a scene for you.
Ready? But Daddy, I love him.
No, you can't go to the circus.
Well, I'm going to talk to a sea witch, and then you're going to be really upset, and I'm going to run away from home, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm going to have legs, but I don't know how to use them.
I have abs and a trach.
Well, I have 16 years of knowledge and a voice for now.
Dumb little girl. Stab.
I don't think Triton stabbed Ariel with his Triton.
It's like Olaf telling the story of Anna and Elsa.
And then I was impaled. So while our personal performances might not win any Oscars, the Walt Disney Theater performances are actually really incredible. So here on The Wish, we have The Little Mermaid, we have Disney's Aladdin, A Musical Adventure, and we have Disney Sees the Adventure. In addition to other entertainment, we also have things like the Hero Zone, which is great fun for kiddos, but all of these shows, all in all, are really, really incredible and special to each ship. Our own performances, not the best.
Need a little work.
But Disney's pretty good.
Pretty good, and they're going to be amazing on every single ship. That is no different no matter what ship you are on. So this one is a tie.
That's fair.
Last but certainly not least, we have the Splashdown category. Wah, bah, 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 bah. So here on the Disney Fantasy, the big slide, the big attraction is the Aqua Duck. It is a really, really cool water coaster situation. A very fun water slide that wraps the whole ship in over 700 feet of slide. There's a point where the slide goes out over the ocean. It's absolutely amazing. And we love the Aqua Duck. In fact, we both love it more than the Aqua Mouse.
The Aqua Mouse, it is the first attraction at sea, but it doesn't have the same thrill as the Aqua Duck.
No, the Aqua Duck is just better. And that's not, we're not just saying that because we are Team Fantasy. We actually both believe this. The Aqua Mouse is an attraction at sea, which is really cool, of course, but the attraction takes up more of the slide, and then the slide itself is kind of lame, and we just kind of want a cool slide.
Minimal slide.
Exactly. Look how fun that looks.
When it comes to splash pads and having fun in the sun, you cannot come on the Wish without going on the Aqua Mouse.
Now the Aqua Mouse here on the Wish is actually Disney's first attraction at sea. It's not just a water slide, it is a full-on attraction. First you go up the ramp hill and then through your inner tube through the rest of the slide. This is a really fun attraction. You can watch some of the Mickey shorts if you love that animation style. If you love those shorts on the TV, you can come and experience it in person here on the Aqua Mouse.
So for this category, it's gonna be a tie. The Aqua Duck is the better slide, we all agree, but the Aqua Mouse has cooler technology. So it's gonna be a tie, but just trust us, the Aqua Duck is better.
I don't agree with this.
I'm sorry. So our final take, my actual pick, I'm no longer Team Fantasy, my actual pick is the Fantasy over the Wish. Fantasy and Dream over Wish.
I agree.
Is gonna be our take. Mostly for me, it is based on the functionality of the spaces. It is easier to maneuver around the Fantasy and the Dream. The spaces, though the ship is technically smaller, feel bigger. I think that both ships are amazing, both cruises are amazing, but having that bigger space, the ease of like getting around and everything that the Dream and Fantasy offer is gonna be the win for me. But I would take either.
I agree with that. I also think the Disney Wish is super, super beautiful. Those super themed experiences, like all the dining experiences, are really cool. But I know that some people really want the feeling of a cruise without being Disney, Disney, Disney. And it's more of a plus that the Disney is like subtle. So I want to give it to the Fantasy for that.
Overall, Disney Cruise Line in general is amazing on any ship, but if I had to choose a favorite or if I had to pick what I think is the better one, I would say the Wish. The Wish. I know some people don't love it and think it should be bigger or what have you, but overall I just think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. The theming is great and I love coming on this ship. But that's just my opinion. But the real opinion that matters is you.
So the ships are tied up, which means the catch is you decide. We will be posting a poll in our community tab for which ship you would rather sail on, the Fantasy versus the Wish.
We'll pin a comment below with the results.
If you like this video, go ahead, like and subscribe.
Now go watch Quincy and Cassie have the perfect day on Disney's Castaway Cay. Bye!
How can you tell I've had too many days?